But speaking of premium live events, reports have begun to circulate that Triple H is considering to bring back the King of the Ring as a premium live event. Now, question is, would you want to see King of the Ring as a pay-per-view in 2023?
I would give it a shot. I would give it a
Hmm.
shot. I don't like how they did the females, but I feel like it's more promising with the men and the crop of
Hmm.
men that we do have. And it'd be an excellent way to just like take someone that maybe they're not ready quite yet to have a title run, but it'll give them that platform to set them up to have something before they get that title. Because sometimes like what it kind of reminds me like with Booker T, for example. I don't think like at some point he had any direction, and they gave him this gimmick thinking he was gonna sink and fall, and he just took it and he made it into his own. Like he literally just ran with the gimmick, and it's like one of the most biggest parts of his career, with the way
Hmm.
he went as far as to create a whole accent and get Charmel involved and stuff like that. It was one of the most interesting things going on for that program around that time. I feel like that could be an excellent way to just take someone that, I guess that they're kind of floating in the middle. It's like you're not quite there yet, but let's just give you something that you could possibly work with. I mean, it worked well with Corbin,
Hmm.
not for
Yeah.
nothing. He was annoying, he was obnoxious, but he had this long period where people just didn't quite care for him. And then they gave
Right.
him that, and it's like it gave him that little oomph. I feel like he lost his character once he shaved his head, but that gave him that little oomph that he needed just to like, you know, tying a few seals on something. So
Hmm.
I would love to see it come back. Who would if they did bring it back, who would you like to see get it first?
Hmm. So I think Ali should get it. I think Ali
Oh,
would
that's
be a great
heat.
choice
That's
for King of
heat.
the Ring. Here's what I will say though, because I'm gonna ask you the same question as far as who would you make King of the Ring first? WWE needs to get back to incentivizing tournaments. And when I say
Yeah.
incentivizing tournaments, I mean there has to be an end goal without just the crown. One of the things that made the King of the Ring tournament so popular, so progressive, and so captivating in the late 1990s and the early 2000s is that 9 times out of 10, if you won King of the Ring, you were in a championship picture. 2002, the reason why Brock Lesnar became Brock Lesnar is because he won the 2002 King of the Ring. He ended up winning King of the Ring in 2002. When he won the tournament, the winner of the tournament goes on to SummerSlam to face the WWE champion. He went on, he faced The Rock, he beat The Rock. So part of the reason why that tournament became so important was because if you won the tournament, if you became King of the Ring, you were in the championship picture. So I feel like the King of the Ring tournament only is going to have value if they start incentivizing it. It needs to be a certain prize attached to it, especially now that Austin Theory has lost the money in the bank. I feel like if you're the King of the Ring, if you win the King of the Ring tournament, you should be able to challenge for the WWE Universal Championship, whether it's at another Big Four pay per view or main event of Raw the following night. I just feel like it just needs to get back to incentivizing the tournament. But as a premium live event, I'd be super excited for it because that's a single, a single elimination tournament and we're getting a bunch of good matches, presumably. So now I'm going to direct the question to you. If you had to pick King of the Ring in 2023, who would your choice be for King of the Ring?
Gigi, stumped me when you said Ali, because when she said that, that made the most sense in the world, because like he already is like the full package, but he never was like quite enough to get a title run for whatever reason. So
Right.
I do feel like he'd be the most interesting choice because he never had anything, and it's just like he's always been ready. This would just give him something to just take and run, you know?
Right.
Like that man was so ready to lead a faction when they gave him this the crappiest thing with Retribution, and he made it work. We actually cared just because it was Ali. So I would love to see what he would do with King of the Ring. Um If they like kick Sammy to the side and he doesn't actually end up taking the belt off Roman or doing anything important, I would like to still see Sammy do something with himself, and I would actually like not mind seeing him in the King of a Ring role. I feel like he'd be funny. I feel like funny. He would be ignorant. He probably would
Yeah.
shame all of us in all the funniest of
Yeah.
ways. Kind of like in a Daniel Bryan esque way. When Daniel Bryan came back and he was a vegan, he was shaming us every single week. I could totally see him just letting it get to his head, walking around with his with his
The
little
crown.
staff and just shaming all of us and shaming everyone so someone comes out and talks shit and it just be feud after feud and he could just let that delusion go and whether he wins or loses kind of like Seth Rollins, it's his character to just be really deluded
Right.
because well I still won the King of the Ring, bitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that can still work.
That would still work. Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
I agree with that. I think that I would not mind seeing that at all. I'm gonna direct the attention to the people out there who are watching or listening. Let us know who would you make your 2023 King of the Ring. But moving on,